For the Zips Digital Network, Chad Welker here with Tom Hanna, head coach of the women's volleyball team, and coach 1-1 this past weekend. We talked a little bit about what went wrong on Friday night, but a really nice effort to rebound the next night and beat an arch rival.
Sure, always exciting to beat Kent State and to have it as a bounce back opportunity after our performance on Friday certainly was a welcome opportunity and one that we took advantage of.
Now, we've also talked about how all these games and all these sets have been real tight all the way through. 2-point wins, 2-point losses, 3-point wins, 3-point losses. You had a couple more of those on Friday, but then you got the other side of it where you won 2 or 3, and then you had a third set where you lost by 2 or 3 points, and then come back that fourth set and just really dominate.
Right.
Talk about what happened in that huddle there with between the set 3 and 4 to really get that confidence going back, come back.
Sure, we won by 3, won by 5, lost by 2, and then won by 13. We're better in the 2, 3s, and 4s. Sets decided by 2 to 4 points. We're actually 8-8 this year, which is interesting. As last year in those same things we were 3-11, and that was across 16 matches. So we had 14 sets like that. We've already had 16 sets like that in whatever it is, 6 matches, and we've split them. We're at 8-8. Been able to put together enough of the right ones at the right time. But like I said, we found the separation, and I said to the group actually right after the match, hey, that's what we're capable of. I'm not saying we're going to hang 13s on everybody, but when we're clicking and doing the right thing, much like the third set against Miami, we can have a 6-7 point clearance on people when we're really kind of hitting on all cylinders. And unfortunately, Friday night that wasn't the case. Saturday was a little sporadic, but we had our moments. Then we put together a more solid effort across the board. I thought our level of investment and commitment was very high in that fourth set.
You talked a little bit about things that happened last year, and obviously the group has grown a little bit, or not a little bit, but a lot more. Specifically, the folks that I've kind of noticed as well are some of your sophomores, Tegan Ochaya and Megan Kelly. Just talk about their play. I know Megan had the last 2 blocks of the contest on Saturday night.
Yeah, it's been really nice development. Again, we've talked about using Tegan in a much different role where she's been basically a DS for us and very good passing and had some bumps in the road a little bit on Saturday night, but always finds a way. And we were talking about this after the match that she's not going to really put together 2 poor passes in a row. So she steadied out and has been able to contribute for us on the serve receive and then defensively. Megan is just, finds a way to grind and works hard in transition, which is really big for us, being up, being available, making yourself an option for our setter, but is also just a steady blocking presence. It's not necessarily that she terminates a lot of blocks, but she closes them up. She does her job. She knows what we need her to do. She handles it, and it's a win if people have to work the ball around her, and she does a great job of that.
And then, of course, you got to talk about the last home set or home match against Kent State for Ashley and Elia. Even though they're going to play them over in Kent here later in the year, what did that mean to them, knowing that they got that victory that night?
It's funny. I didn't really ask them. I'm sure it's something that's nice because now they've beat Kent State twice in their career, and when we defeated them, I believe it was 2 years ago. We lost 15-12, 15-12 last year. So 2 years ago we beat them at home, and for that particular Kent State group of seniors, that was their first loss to Akron. So they were 7-1. So obviously for our kids, they've now at least beat them 2 out of the last 3 times or 4 times. So hopefully we can start to move that trend. I don't know how much they value that. I think it's one of those measuring sticks of, hey, we are turning the corner, much like, beating a Bowling Green, beating a Miami, beating a Ball State have been, measuring sticks so far.
Now we get to turn the page to this week. You have Northern Illinois coming here on Friday night at 7, Western Michigan Saturday night at 7. I know the film isn't all the way done yet for the scouting report, but what do we know about the 2 teams from the paper standpoint?
Well, again, I think they're teams that are experienced groups that know how to win, and that's always valuable. Right now I'm still pretty early in our process. I feel like, again, falling back to our normal serve and pass just at an early look is some places where we can have control of it. I think, there's some opportunities with 2-person passing patterns on their side that hopefully we could exploit a little bit.
Coach, appreciate the time. Best of luck this weekend. Of course, Zip fans, we want you to be right here at James A. Rhodes Arena on Friday and Saturday, both contests starting at 7 p.m. You can get your tickets by calling 888-99-AKRON. For Chad Welker, have a great rest of your week. And as always, go Zips.